love your children, and know them for who they are. And listen. That's important. You have to have that listen in there. Because a lot of parents don't listen to their children.
Yeah.
Listen to your children, know your children, and show love.
When I found out that I was going to become a mom for the first time, I was scared. I was happy. For one, it was a surprise. We'd been married just a few months, probably about 6 months. So it happened very soon after we got married, and I was a little scared. It was like, all these questions about, are you ready? What kind of parent will you be? Will my children be okay? Will they be healthy? So initially, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Well, when I was pregnant, it was kind of really depressing. Just wait. Because I didn't know what to expect. The situation wasn't right between me and his dad, and everything just was in a very bad spot. And then when I finally became Asher's mom, it was just, everything just made sense. Even though things were kind of still upended in terms of my life, but having him just made everything perfect.
First thought I would have to say is, what are you doing to me, God? Which way to go? Is this really for me? Is this really true? What should I do? Who should I tell? How should I go about it? The feeling like that, it was more so because of my age, the judgment of other people, making myself feel disappointed. There was a lot of thoughts that came to mind of being a teen mom.
When I found out I was going to become a mom for the first time, I was nervous and scared because I didn't know what to expect. And so I just went with it. I just said, okay, this is going to happen, so I'm going to have to do my best at being a mom.
My definition of motherhood is really putting yourself in a position where your heart walks out the door every day. You're willing to sacrifice, but you also want to make sure that you're raising good people. You're sacrificing, but then you still don't have all the answers. So all you can do is hope and pray that what you've done is right.
Unconditional love, and because it's not always about giving your child whatever it is that they want or what's the latest fashion or trend that's going on and be hip and cool with it. I'm the total opposite, and my children would tell you that I'm not down with what's going on right now. I'm more so of trying to basically instill in them to be the person who they are in the inside, no matter what their surroundings are.
Every time I think I have it figured out, the game changes. Because your children are constantly going through evolutions. It's like as soon as you think you know what you're talking about, their experience brings something in different. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I got to rethink this. So, no, I never feel like I have it right. I just do what comes natural to me. I feel like as long as every intention I have starts from a good place, it'll work out okay. I say my prayers for my children, and that's all I can do because they can make their own decisions. So
motherhood has changed so much for me. Just because being aware of what being a black person is, and then following a black woman, and now is more importantly a black mom. I became aware of all these different steps to being a black person after I had Asher.
And I always told Rashawn and Rondell, even when they started school, especially high school, you have two things against you when you walk in the door. You're black and you're male. The teachers are expecting you to fail. You have to show the world, you have to show people in this world that you're different than that.
I really was able to see the full scope of the responsibility of being a black parent is. You definitely have to raise your child to be twice as better to get half what they have. You become fearful for your child if you don't know that you're going to raise them properly. If I didn't know that I was going to do, me and his dad were going to do whatever it took for him to be a member of society that's contributing to society, not taking away from society, if I didn't know that we were going to do that, if I had faith in that, I'd be very nervous for him as a black man. Because being a black man is being an endangered species, essentially, and that is a burden to bear.
I honestly didn't worry about raising a black son until Trayvon Martin. I mean, you hear these stories and you see these stories, but then when the closer your child gets to being misidentified, misinterpreted, some miscommunication could happen, that's when that fear really, really hit me. But again, there's nothing I can do about how the world perceives him. I hope that it changes soon, but that won't fix right now.
I pray about it, and I ask God to protect them and watch over them, and I pray that they do right, that they are very careful about where they go and who they be with and who they spend their time with and what they're spending their time doing.
I don't think anything shifted in how I approach my kids. I think I started having more real conversations with them about not just growing up and dealing with real life, but as a black person, this is how you are going to be perceived. I don't know if they would interpret those conversations that way, but I know my intent on what I wanted them to take away from conversations. But I don't think they will ever understand the fear that a parent has.
It's very scary to know that you can't always protect them. That's like I said, like you really have to realize like how to raise a child properly, because you have to set them up to protect them. It's a consistent fear. You just have to really put your faith in God when it comes to protecting your children, because nobody can protect your children 24/7 but God. That's it.
Happy and sad at the same time. Happy to see and very proud of how they've grown up and who they've become. Sad that they're still not my little babies anymore.
Watching my children grow up and make their own decisions can be scary, because they can be told something, they can be shown something, they can be taught something their entire lives, but they're the ones who make those decisions.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's the best thing ever. That's the one thing about parenting that never gets hard, because even though they grow up and they stress you out, like just seeing Asher be so sweet to somebody, and like at school he plays with the baby dolls. Like, I don't know if he's, heterosexual or whatever he chooses to be, just to see him being sweet to a doll, you can just see that you raised him properly.
It's emotional to a sense, and it's also rewarding at the same time, because a lot of things that you see other children do that your child don't do, it's like, okay, well, I am doing something, or vice versa, or I need to do a little more in that area. So it's a little bit of both. Bittersweet, I would say.
I'm proud of them. I'm very proud. I'm a very proud mother. I've seen them grow a lot. I've really seen my kids grow a lot, and I'm very proud of them. They probably think their mom is just fuss all the time, but I don't fuss because I just want to fuss. I fuss because I care and I want the best for them, even as adults. No matter how old they get, they'll always be my babies.
It's scary, but when you see them on a good path, it's nothing but pride, not in yourself, but more in them, and becoming people that you're proud of. I'm happy in who they are, and that they seem to know who they are.
It's just beautiful to see them grow up and do the things that you've been doing for them, and just teaching them. Like, it really reaffirms what I've taught him and what we have taught him as his parents when I see him interact with other people.
I think the most joy that I have when dealing with my children is the fact that when we get in a room together, we enjoy each other.
The most joy as a mother. Yes, just watching my children grow up.
Just seeing how funny he is, really, like, on a daily basis, I'm literally cracking up at something Asher said. Like, the other day he pooped in his hands. And he said, look, I didn't poop in my pants, I pooped in my hands.
The fact that at the end of the day, they tell me that they appreciate me and that they do understand and that they do respect me. So it lets me know that I am balancing out discipline, love, respect, and raising them all at the same time. So that's what makes it the most rewarding as well.
We have a good time. We can laugh. We can talk about almost anything. But we can sit and have real conversations, and I don't feel like they're pandering to me because I'm their mother. They're telling me what I want to hear. I feel like we're actually having real conversations and enjoying each other. That's what makes me feel good, that even as they're not little children anymore, that we can sit and hang out and have a good time and watch a stupid movie and talk to each other and, you know, enjoy the presence and company of each other, because every family can't do that.
I'm joyful to see them just happy. I'm joyful to see my children loving themselves, loving who they are, being okay with who they are and doing what they're doing. And I'm happy for them. I love when we all here together and we sit around, we're talking and laughing and enjoying each other.
The child is fun. That's the biggest joy. How happy, like on his little daily sheets from school, they always write happy. They always circle happy every day. Like there's never been one day they haven't circled happy. And maybe it's them being lazy, but I just take it as he's actually happy every day.
My biggest hope for them is to be the person that's inside of them, truly inside of them, not just the thought of what's going on around them, but more so being the person that they were called to be.
That they'll be better than I was. They'll take life one day at a time and not rush the life that God has given them, and that they'll use the talents that God has given them to be successful and pass what they know on to the younger generation.
I just want to always keep in mind that we did our best and so very loved. I need him to understand that. Like, he's the first grandchild, but beyond all of the spoiled details, like, he is so loved. Everybody loves him. That's what I need him to keep in his mind. Like, if things get a little bit tough for him as he grows up as a black man, you got to keep in mind, like, you are loved. Like, just hold it down, get through what you're going through. If you're going through hell, keep going, and just know that you're loved.
My biggest hope for my children is that wherever they go in life, they're true to themselves, that they know they're prayed over, but that I hope that they pray for themselves, over themselves. And I just hope that wherever they go, they're happy. They find something they're good at and they work it as early as possible. Everybody doesn't find that. And I hope that whatever journey they're on, just they make it their own and they enjoy their life, because we all got to work, but you got to find something that you like doing every day and that, you know, makes you feel good about yourself. So that's what I hope for my children.
I just want the best for them, because I'm not going to always be here.
I try to make sure I say that I love you and that I'm proud of you, so that there's no question and there's no regrets on how they were treated, or the fact that I never said it, because so many people don't hear it. And I want them to know verbally that they're supported.
Once I had my first child, which is now 16, it brought a lot of light to life, because not only did I have a lot of questions to why this happened to me, but God actually was my strength through the whole process of everything. So he showed me, like, this was for you.
A mother's love is just, it's indescribable. It's so indescribable. Like, no matter the circumstances that come about for you to have this baby, just know that having a baby is always going to be a blessing. Like, there's no day that you're going to have that child, you're not going to be like, wow, like, this is hard, but I got him.
Just to follow what's in their heart. Don't listen to the judgment. Don't listen to what's going on around you, because it's part of their journey, regardless of the situation and how it may seem to society. But at the end of the day, it is a blessing, and it is a bigger picture and vision that no one else can see.
But it's the one thing I would tell a new mom. Love your children. Show them you care. And not by giving them things. You can give them all you want. But by being there for them and supporting them and disciplining them when they need it. But love them